Hey, Foodie Gang. Hey, Foodie Gang. What is going on? What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button and subscribe on your way in. Share this video with your friends. Today, let me turn y'all over a little bit. Okay, so today we are going to be making delicious biscuits and gravy in 30 minutes. So this is a nice quick breakfast that doesn't include a lot of ingredients. And like I said, season 3, episode, I believe this is 77. We are just chugging along. We're almost at that 100 mark. You guys can always support the platform by sending a super chat and keeping the stove on. But in the meantime, just hit the like button. So let me walk you guys through all of our ingredients. And that was the oven. I have the oven preheated to 350. And we have our biscuits here. So I got the Pillsbury biscuits. And then I have butter here. And then for my sausage, I am going to use turkey sausage. If you are someone that uses pork sausage, you can use chicken sausage, whatever type of sausage you want. But I am going to be using turkey sausage. And turkey sausage is good, but it's not quite as flavorful as pork. So I may have to add some seasonings. But let me show y'all the rest of the ingredients. So we got biscuits, turkey sausage, butter, and a whole lot of milk. And I actually have more milk back here. I am using whole milk for my recipe. And then I have my flour here and a little bit of Tabasco. I like to add a little bit of Tabasco to my biscuits and gravy just to kind of give it that heat, salt and pepper. And I have a little bit of sage here. I may not need it, but I may need it just because, like I said, pork sausage is very, very flavorful. And because I'm using turkey, I may have to add some more seasonings. But oh my goodness. And I forgot to put this in the title. But you know when you go to a restaurant and you get biscuits and gravy, it'll come with like eggs or it'll come with hash browns. So we are going to be making hash browns with on the side of our biscuits and gravy. And I want to say this. We do this Saturday if you're getting breakfast all the time. The chat is members only. Join the channel and receive exclusive perks and so much more. So, those are all our ingredients, and you guys can see how simple these ingredients are. So, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get our biscuits in the oven and get them cooking. Woo! But how's everybody's Saturday going? I have 1 cup of coffee so far, but after we cook, we're gonna sit down. If I have time, we're gonna sit down and really enjoy ourselves. So here are the biscuits that I'm using. These are the Pillsbury Grand Southern Homestyle biscuits. If you want, you can get biscuits from the bakery. You can make your own biscuits if you want. It is totally up to you. So let me get everything reorganized. And we're gonna put our biscuits in the oven. We're gonna get our hash browns started just because hash browns cook. I like to cook mine for a long time, and I put a lot of oil just so I can get that crispy coating. You know when you have hash browns that are not crispy and they're like kind of like soggy, not enjoyable. So biscuits, hash browns, and then we're gonna start working on our gravy. And I have talked to you guys about this before, the importance of making a good sauce. So important. And once you start making really good sauces, Foodiegang, you will start to see your cooking really, really elevate to the level that it needs to. Making a sauce is so important. So, got my tray right here. You do not have to grease the bottom of your tray, but you can if you would like. And I know that when you guys open these, are y'all scared too? Because your girl be scared. So, I have my spoon right here. Okay, so I woke up like 2 hours ago, so bear with me. I had 1 cup of coffee to kind of get me going. And I always read the instructions, and you guys know how I feel about timers. Use a timer. This part is always scary when you open the can of biscuits. I'd be scared at least. Because like, you don't know what's going to happen. You be all scared. Be scared because you don't know what's going to happen. Be very careful during this process. I always use a spoon to help me open the can. And when you put your biscuits on here, you want to put them, pretty far apart. Give them a little bit of room. And then I have the oven set at 350, and it said bake them for 12 to 14 minutes. What I do when I'm baking, and I have baking instructions like that, I like to go with the lesser time first. So I'll go with 12 minutes, and then if I need to, I'll add more time, just so I can make sure that it doesn't overcook. That's just the rule I go by. So you want to keep those spread apart, and like I said, delicious biscuits and gravy in 30 minutes. So we're gonna put our biscuits into the oven, and y'all can see we got our biscuits here going into the oven. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't grow up eating biscuits and gravy, and I didn't hear about it until I was in JROTC. Yes, your girl thought she was going to the military. But I didn't like nobody yelling at me, so I was like, this probably is not a good career path. But I was in JROTC, and one of the parents brought in breakfast for us, and she brought in biscuits and gravy, and I was like, what is that? Because I had never heard of it before, or I had never had it before. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna turn you guys a little bit so y'all can see the stove. I'm gonna get my pan on for my hash browns. I'm gonna put that on medium heat. Okay, biscuits are in the oven. We got the timer set. If you've been watching 907 Goodies, I always tell you guys, keep a bottle of oil near the stove for when you're cooking. You can buy your oil in bulk and then get one of these squeeze bottles and keep it by the stove so that you don't have to, deal with a huge container of oil every time you get ready to use it. And okay, so the pan for our hash browns is heating up, and I'm also going to, at the same time, get the pan for our gravy, our gravy heated up as well. The first thing that we're gonna do is we are gonna cook our sausage. Because I am using turkey sausage, I am gonna put a little bit of oil in the pan. Turkey is leaner. It's leaner than pork is. So keep that in mind if you do substitute for using pork. If you use turkey, put a little bit of oil just so that the sausage doesn't stick. And then, so I got Jennie regular season fresh turkey sausage. So we're gonna see what this is hitting for, see what it's tasting like. But shout out to y'all for hitting the like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's get some money on the table. Okay, so I'm just going to slice this open. Be very careful during this process. And I have this pan on about medium heat. And while the sausage is cooking, I'm going to be breaking it up because you don't want large chunks in your gravy. And the first thing that you do is you're going to cook the sausage in the pan. In this same pan, you're going to build your gravy. So I'm just gonna break this up. Ooh, sorry about the noise, Foodie Gang, but how's everybody doing tonight? Okay. So we're gonna let this cook, let it do its thing. And then we're gonna open our hash browns and get these onto the stove. So I got or I think that's how you say it. Oregon and Idaho potatoes, shredded hash brown potatoes. If you have a food processor, you can shred your own hash browns. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I got a busy day planned, and your girl didn't have time for all that. So I just brought hash browns. Sometimes when you're cooking, you gotta take shortcuts. Sometimes you have time to do everything from scratch and all that, but you know, sometimes we be in a rush and we ain't got time. We got to do what we gotta do. When I grabbed these hash browns out of the freezer, there was like chunks of hash browns kind of stuck together. What you can do if your hash browns do clump up is you can bang the bag on the counter and get some of the chunks to break up. And so what you want to do for your hash browns, you want to put a lot of oil in the pan, and when you cook them, you want it to be in a layer. I'm going to turn this pan up a little bit. And then keep in mind the hash browns do cook down and they become really, really small, so I'm gonna make a good amount. And then if you have hash browns left over for the next day, what you can do is you can put them in your burrito. Y'all, I am so serious about not wasting any food. If I have leftovers in the fridge, I will find a way to reuse my leftovers. The other day I made turkey soup using leftover turkey from Thanksgiving. So I'm very serious about this. And then the next thing you're gonna do, this is why I say you should have a sauce bottle or a squeeze bottle, whatever you want to call it, near the stove. I'm gonna put some more oil on top, and I'm just gonna leave those alone. And we're gonna come back over here to our sausage and breaking this up. And it's smelling good so far. But I have some salt and pepper, some Tabasco, a little bit of sage, in case I need to, you know, bump up the flavors. Because I am using turkey sausage. Normally this sausage, with the sausage, biscuits and gravy, you would make the sausage gravy with pork. Can y'all see me all right? Okay, all right. And then we got our biscuits in the oven. We got hash browns on. We are working on our sausage gravy. But shout out to the Foodie Gang. Double tap the screen, hit the like button. And I do have merch. The link is in the video description. And you guys can see, like, when you cook pork sausage, you'll notice a lot of fat coming off of it. Turkey is lean, so you don't get that fat coming off of it. And that's why I put a little bit of oil in the pan. Keep this separate. Okay. That's it, y'all. That's what it do, Foodie Gang. We are just kind of patiently waiting. I feel like for me, this is the hardest part because I be cooking so fast. And I be, you know what I'm saying? I be cooking so fast. I'm like, don't you wish your food could instantly be done? Like, you can go into the kitchen and be like, I want this. And then it's just done. And then, so we are cooking our sausage for our sausage gravy. This is turkey sausage. I have flour here to build my roux. And if you've been watching the channel, I have been teaching you guys how to make sauces. A roux is butter and flour, but can help thicken a lot of different sauces. I've added it to my soup before and for your gravy, but making a roux is so important. And then I have some Tabasco sauce right here, salt and pepper, and a little bit of sage in case I need it. And then let me just take a look. Ooh, we got our biscuits in the oven. They're looking good, y'all. Can y'all see? Okay. And then when you are making your sausage gravy, like I said, you just want to break up any large chunks because you don't want, large chunks. You want your meat to be pretty, like brown. You want to break up those large chunks. And I will include the recipe in the video description after this live stream. So do not worry. And if you're over here at 907 Goodies, I like to give you guys the recipe so you can make these foods at home that I'm always cooking up. Join the channel and become a member. And hit the like button, put some money on the table so that we can keep the stove on and we can continue to cook over here at 907 Goodies. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Turn this up a little bit. Okay, so let me tell y'all the plan for the weekend. Okay, so last night when I went live and I went live and I didn't cook, but I was sitting down eating. It was our dinner and chit chat. We were just talking, Foodie Gang. One of you guys said that you guys want to see my daughter back on the live stream. So I went to the store the other day and I got these brownies. So I may go live today and make brownies with you guys, but we got to see how we feel because my daughter does have a competition today, gymnastics competition. So after that we may be tired, but if not, we're going to come back and we're going to make brownies with all of you. Yes, and then Sunday we got the Foodiegang food panel here. It's a talk show that I just started, and we are on episode 7. So yes, it's a talk show. I have a panel, and we pretty much talk about topics that have to do with the food industry. We talk about what's going on in the world of food. And then after that, we got our Sunday dinner. So the Sunday dinner is like a new thing I started doing, but I really, really like it. I really like Sunday dinner. I like our Saturday Foodiegang breakfast. And join the channel and become a member. So we have 1 more minute left on our biscuits, and I can tell that they need more time. So I'm going to add probably like 5 more minutes. So 12 plus 5. That is going to bring us to. Hold on, y'all. I gotta do my mental math. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 minutes. And so we're gonna see how our biscuits look after that time. And if we need to add more time, we will. But I think that they should be done. So I got my sausage gravy over here. Oh my goodness. Hey, Casey. Am I saying it right? Because you always be changing your name. And I want to shout out to Casey for being a part of the gang. And, always supporting this channel. I really appreciate all the support. And I appreciate you being a part of the gang. Okay, yes, it's Casey. Okay, I want to make sure I was saying it right. Okay, so on my memberships, I have 3 different tiers. The first tier is going to be the foodie. The second one is the gang, which Casey is a part of. And if you want to receive a live shout out, join the gang. And then I have my certified foodie gang, which is the highest tier. And you know what, you guys? I've only been monetized for a couple of months. And so the membership program is new. But I appreciate everyone that is a part of the membership program. I just appreciate the support. I really do, because when you first start your YouTube channel, it's nerve wracking because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. So I appreciate you. And then Casey, we are making biscuits and gravy. We have our biscuits in the oven. I'm working on the gravy portion of it. And then we have hash browns on the stove back here. Let me show y'all. We got our hash browns on the stove back here. And this is our Saturday Foodiegang breakfast. We are just hanging out. So I started this live at like 8:30, and it's probably like 8:45 a.m. What time is it where y'all are watching from? What time is it where you're watching from, members? So I'm kind of surprised. There's a lot of like, I don't know if that's water that came off of here. I think it's water. That doesn't look like fat. So I'm gonna let a little bit of this water kind of cook down. And then I'm going to add a little bit of butter in here. And we are going to start building our sauce. But doesn't it look good so far? And Casey said, absolutely, if you can do all that you're doing for us, I'm definitely going to keep supporting. Thank you so much. Somebody else was telling me the other day that they don't know how I do all this on top of having a kid. But you know, one thing I would say, when you enjoy your content, it doesn't feel like a job per se. Like, I know when some people pull up to YouTube, they probably feel like it's a job. I actually love to cook, and I always cook. So, but thank you so much, Casey. And Casey said 11:55 a.m. in Texas. You know what? I have never been to Texas before. But it is definitely on my list. Where in Texas should what state in, no, not state, what city in Texas should I go to, Casey? I'm about to say state, but that Texas is a state. Okay, so we got our gravy on here, or we have our sausage on here. Let me say that correctly. And there's a lot of water that kind of came off of here. So I'm letting that water cook out. And then after that, we're going to add our butter in here. And we're going to start building our sauce. Our biscuits are almost ready. I just looked at them. So, and I got new pot holders, but I haven't opened them yet. Because I was like, you know when you have stuff in the kitchen and you cook a lot, it gets dirty. So I got some new pot holders, but I have not opened them yet. And we have our biscuits here, and I'm just going to take these out and put these on the counter. Look. Y'all, we're going to have a good breakfast today. So I'm just going to put these on the counter, and I'll put pot holders down. And I'm just going to kind of let those cool off. And we're going to hop back over here to the sauce. And I want to change this. I'm going to change out my utensils. Just because they had raw meat on there. And then I'm going to get ready to flip my hash browns pretty soon. Let me get a butter knife. And the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to cut this butter in half. And we're going to start building our sauce. And then Casey said, I'm in Frisco. It's about 30 minutes north of Dallas. I have actually heard of that place before. And Casey said, it's pretty nice here, suburbs. Biscuits looking good. Yes, y'all, we finna be eating good this morning. So Saturday Foodiegang breakfast. You know what? I actually started doing this because I realized that I make a lot of breakfast recipes on my cooking channel. And I was like, you know what? Let me just start the Saturday Foodiegang breakfast because we always just making breakfast. And speaking of which, if you are looking for recipes for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, check out my YouTube channel. It's organized by breakfast recipes, lunch recipes, and dinner recipes. So, and everything I cook on here, I try to give you guys a recipe if possible. So, what I like to do while that butter is melting, I have my hash browns here. What I would do is I would cut my hash browns in sections and then flip each section. Just so that you can make sure all of it gets crispy. And then when I flip them, I'm going to put more oil down. So it's not quite ready. I thought it was. And I'm gonna flip them, and I'm gonna put more oil down. And we are just gonna continue to let these cook. So y'all can see I flipped it. I'm gonna put more oil down. The key to hash browns is oil and to cook them. And I have it on pretty much like I have it on 7 because my burner is a little burner. But yes, the key to hash browns is oil to help it get crispy. And you kind of just want to leave them alone. You don't want to stir them too much. Let me point y'all down because we finna get into the sauce making. And I don't want you guys to miss any of this. This is so important. Making sauces is so important. So we got our flour here, all-purpose flour. I have my turkey sausage and butter in the pan. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle in the flour. And what this does is this is going to build our roux. And when I am doing a roux, I only like to put a little bit of flour in at a time. And then I'll give it a stir. Because you want to make sure that you don't put too much flour in. You want to make sure you have just the right amount. Can y'all see that okay? Can y'all see that? Then we're going to come back with some more flour. And during this process, you do not want to leave the stove for any reason. I'm going to turn the oven off. You don't want to leave the stove for any reason. Your roux can burn. Yeah. And this is so important because this is your sauce. Freezy, what's going on? Freezy, I was into it. I barely even saw you. He said, good morning, 907. Freezy, you already know I'm back in the kitchen with another recipe. We are making biscuits and gravy today. Biscuits are done. I'm working on the sausage gravy, and I got hash browns on the stove back here. And then Casey said, yes, I can see it just fine. Well, I appreciate that because I want to make sure that y'all can see exactly what's going on. So I have flour in here and butter and turkey sausage. And we are building that roux. Because this is sausage gravy, my roux does not have to be dark. The darker you make your roux, the darker your sauce will become. And this is whole milk here. And I'm just going to slowly add in the milk. And at this point in time, you do want to turn down the stove. I have it on about 6 right now. I'm going to turn it down to like a 4. Because I want to make sure that my gravy doesn't curdle or doesn't overcook because it is milk. And like I said, you're just going to slowly add in your milk. And you will see that what will happen is that the milk that you added will become thick. And so you just want to keep doing this process. Normally I'll use a whisk. But for these pots that I have now, I need to get a wire whisk so that it doesn't make a lot of noise. Because I was watching my footage back and I was like, oh my God, this is so loud. And Emperor, what's going on? What's going on? Shout out to the members in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button. And I'm so glad that everybody's up and ready to eat breakfast. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit more milk. I'm making biscuits and gravy. I got my hash browns on back here. Um, yeah, y'all, we finna be eating good. And I am using turkey sausage in this recipe, but you can use pork sausage. That's typically what they use. But I've been trying to eat less pork, y'all, so we're gonna give it a try with turkey sausage, and y'all can already see it's coming together. So we're gonna add some more milk. Yeah, y'all, we finna be eating good. And then I'm about to clean up in a little bit. Y'all know how I feel about cleaning up. When you are cooking, people are gonna eat with their eyes. So if they coming over for dinner and the house is dirty, they ain't gonna wanna eat. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to all my members in the building. It's a Saturday Foodiegang breakfast. They got more milk in here. And we're gonna put a little bit more in there. Like, who doesn't like biscuits and gravy? So good. You know when you go out to eat and then we got our hash browns back here. We letting that cook. And then let me touch this. We got our biscuits right here. Finna go down, Foodiegang. Finna go down. And is that Brina in the building? Shout out to the Foodiegang and the mods, the members. We was up here last night. And we were just eating dinner and we was just talking, y'all. But shout out to the members. And when my roux kind of cooks down a little bit, I'm going to give this a taste just to see where my seasonings are at. Very important to be tasting your food. So that if you need to make any adjustments, you can. And I almost forgot I got to put the seasonings in here. Just clean up a little bit. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of milk. If I need to, I will add more milk. You don't want your gravy to be too thin, and then you don't want it to be too thick. You want it to be just the right consistency. So, you know when you go out to eat and you order biscuits and gravy, and it comes with the eggs or the hash browns. So, we got the hash browns here. Yes, happy Saturday, y'all. We made it through another week. Can y'all believe we are almost through this year and we're about to be in 2025? What are some of the goals that you guys have for 2025? And then Freezy said, can you make the gravy with water too? I'm sure that you can. But one thing I will say is that the milk gives it its color. So if you were to use water, it would be a different color. It would be like brownish. What I recommend, Freezy, if you are someone that's like lactose intolerant, you can use lactate milk, or you can put a little bit of milk and then a little bit of water in here. Some recipes make it with heavy cream, but y'all, heavy cream will tear your stomach up. That's like, you know, but you can just use milk. Okay, so we got our salt and pepper here. Salt and pepper here. And yeah, if y'all have any questions about food, feel free to ask. Because you know what? We all don't get a chef in our house, or we all don't know a chef. So we got a little bit of Tabasco here. I like to give it that heat. And no captivity with Freezy, or Empress said no Freezy. That's how the army makes the dish. They basically mix water with flour into a slurry. So when I've had biscuits and gravy, I've always had it with milk. But like I said, you can put a little bit of water in here if you would like to. You can put a little bit of water in here, but I like to do a little bit of milk. But I know a lot of people are lactose intolerant, or they can't do a lot of milk. And one thing I would say is that any recipes that you see on 907 Good Eats, you can always substitute it to your liking or to your dietary need. And Empress said that's how the army makes it. So with the water and the slurry, yes, you can, make it to how you want it to be. And then I use turkey sausages. Most of the times you'll see this dish made with pork. But I'm just trying to eat less pork. And Casey said, I'm doing good but still learning. Oh, okay. So Emperor said, if you make it with water, you gotta add extra seasoning to it. Okay, and we finna just let that cook and let it do its thing. I might add some more milk to it. But the reason why I'm using a lot of milk, Freezy, is because for Thanksgiving I bought a lot of milk. And now I need to use my milk up. So, in the kitchen, we used to make a sausage gravy, and we would have like our breakfast bar. And on the breakfast bar, we would have sausage gravy, sausage links, sausage patties, and then we would have bacon. And they would use milk and I think a little bit of water in their sausage gravy. Yeah, a little bit more milk, not too much. Once you add a lot of milk, you can't take it away. Oh, and then Empress Freezy said, gotta have that Lowry seasoning salt. You know what? I got Lowry's and Johnny's in the cabinet. But I will say this. When I grew up, my mom always used those seasonings. And I feel like I'm kind of like tired of them. So, but I'll put some Lowry's in here if I need to. So, this could be passed on in there. Clean up a little bit. And then when you are cooking your gravy, you do want to stir it every so often just so that the bottom of it doesn't like stick. You don't get any clumps in there. So I'm just gonna take my biscuits off of here now. And I didn't even spray the pan, and you guys can see it won't stick if you don't spray the pan. So there we go, Foodiegang. Let me show y'all the biscuits. And Brina said, biscuits is looking good. And Emperor's over talking about one of his dishes from the military. Emperor, I don't know if you are scarred by that dish or if it was so good you can't forget about it. I'm going to flip my hash browns again. I'm going to add some more oil and I'm going to put some salt and pepper on them. Or I might just put salt on them. I'm just going to put salt on these. So I'm about to taste this gravy and we're going to see what it do. But I got the hash browns right here. I got the biscuits right here. Foodiegang, we finna eat. Okay, and I'm gonna give y'all this spiel about double dipping. When you are in the kitchen and you're tasting your food, don't double dip. Especially if you're feeding other people. That's why people be scared to come to your house. And Freezy said 907 always making me hungry. You know what? I always tell people I got a whole cooking channel and I be cooking over here. If y'all don't get hungry, then I am not doing something right. So we're gonna taste this and see what it's hitting like. And one of the ways that you can test your sauce is that you can dip your spoon in there, and then if your sauce coats the back of the spoon, like my sauce is, then you know you have a good sauce. If your sauce is too watery and it doesn't coat the back of the spoon, um, it's not done yet. It is not done. So let's see. Let's see what we hitting for. I'm gonna taste a little bit of this. It's hot, so. Mmm. 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 Ooh, that's good. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna put a little bit more milk in here. You know when you're about to eat and you're just like, oh my God, this is so good, y'all. I'm actually surprised because I thought I was going to have to add a little bit of extra seasonings. I don't even need this sage that I have. So we're going to put this off to the side. And this gravy is actually very, very good with this turkey sausage. Okay. You know when you cook something, you're like, you know, let me pat myself on the back. Okay, we finna, get ready to plate up. That's really, really good. I have not had biscuits and gravy in a while. So I'm excited about this. Okay, Foodiegang, let's get to it. Let's get to it. The hash browns are over here. They're almost ready to go. I keep adjusting this camera and it's just not right. Okay, there we go. Can y'all see me? And yes, y'all, this turkey sausage is actually really, really good in here. And Ralph, how are you doing? How are you doing? Shout out to all my members for coming through. Okay, so I got my biscuits here. I think, y'all think 2 biscuits? 2 biscuits would be enough. Let me check my hash browns. Oh my goodness. Y'all, you know when you're about to eat some good food and you just get excited? That's how I get in real life. I be excited to eat. Ooh, this hash brown is crispy right here. I'm going to show this to y'all. That's how it should be. Look at that right there. Look at that. Ooh, that's just perfect. I'm telling you guys. And Ralph, that is so good. Ooh, Ralph said I made chocolate chip pancakes. Oh my goodness. See, Foodie Gang, that's why I love y'all, because y'all be hungry like me. But chocolate chip pancakes sound good. I made chocolate chip waffles the other day. But we're going to have to do chocolate chip pancakes. Okay, so I think we are ready to plate up. Our gravy is good. I'm actually going to turn this off. And no, Ralph, the biscuits are not homemade. They're not. I use Pillsbury biscuits. You know, like the biscuits in the can. Y'all, this is going to be so good. Okay. I'm going to just plate this up because I'm getting hungry looking at this. Let's see, turn this back on. Ooh, but what did everybody else eat? I know Ralph said he made chocolate chip pancakes. What did you eat, Brina? What did you eat, Freezy? I may have missed it if y'all already said it. Okay, so with my hash browns, I like to put ketchup on them. I feel like I'm going to a restaurant. And Foodiegang, this is a quick breakfast. You guys can see that I didn't use a ton of ingredients. You don't really need to use a ton of ingredients. It's very, very simple. Okay. And what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have a lot of gravy left over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a burrito. Or I'm gonna figure out a way to use this again, Foodiegang. Don't y'all worry. Y'all know I don't waste nothing up in here. Okay, and when you have a sausage gravy, you do want to cover it with a lid because it'll get a layer of skim on the top. It's complicated. Let me clean this up a little bit right here. Now, if you go to a restaurant and they bring this to the table, you ain't gonna be mad. And ooh, Casey said I would put that gravy over rice. That's a good idea. Put it over some rice. But you know, the good thing about leftovers is you can always find a way to repurpose them. And then Bria said, I didn't eat yet, but shoot, I got some eggs, turkey bacon. About to use my protein to make some waffles. That sound good. That sound good. All right, Foodiegang. We finna move over to the table. I'm gonna get my ketchup out. Yes, y'all. Oh my goodness. How much would you guys pay for this if you went to a restaurant? How much are you paying for this? And Ralph said a lot of starch in that meal. Yes, biscuits and gravy is the type of thing that you just eat every once in a while. It's not something that you eat every day. And Ralph said $9.95. What? Freezy said $15. Okay, I'll take 15. And then Brenda said, I don't know why, y'all, but I find it soothing to watch 907E. And in case he said $10, Emperor, put some respect on my name with the $20. Brenda said $19.99. And Ralph said, yes, that's a quick meal here. Yes, you can make this in 30 minutes or 30 minutes. I went a little bit longer because I was talking, but quick meal, very simple to make, and a couple of ingredients. Ralph said they would grease up the hash browns. And Casey said, laugh aloud, added bacon, $17.99. You know when you go to IHOP, you can actually get loaded hash browns. And I'm just gonna get this ready to go to the table. I'm just gonna get this ready to go to the table, Foodiegang. Okay, I'm taking this to the table. I'll be right back for y'all. And look, we all agree, Foodiegang. That's why we here. Okay, let me take y'all over to the table. I'm always nervous because I'm like, I don't want my phone, nothing to go wrong. Man, you know when you're about to eat and you just get so hungry. Okay, here we go. Let me get y'all adjusted. Can y'all see everything? Okay. I am gonna brew some coffee. Okay. Shout out to the foodie gang in the building. I have some. Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I don't get the wires. And I tell y'all, when you are a live streamer, you guys don't see the behind the scenes where it's like we got wires everywhere. And I got the ketchup right here. But shout out to the foodie gang. Y'all be right. Y'all be ahead of me. But don't that look good? We got the hash browns right here. The biscuits and gravy. It looks so good. It almost looks like it's fake, right? But let me try. Let me get into this real quick. But you know when you're about to eat, that's my coffee brewing, y'all. You know when you're about to eat and you just get so excited. Look at that. Ooh. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Mmm. Foodiegang. When y'all gonna have breakfast with me? And then I added that Tabasco into the gravy. So there's a little bit of like a kick in there, some heat. I don't really do a ton of spicy food, and this probably wouldn't be spicy considered to some of y'all. And Freezy said, I just need some extra black pepper. And Brenda said, no eggs. No, I did not make eggs this time. And honestly, y'all, I'm not going to finish this. But I know when you go to a restaurant, they give you eggs and all that stuff. I be feeling like I be making eggs all the time on 907 Good Eats. And I'm like, I feel like I always got eggs on this channel. Mmm. Mmm, mmm, mmm. This is why I say making a sauce is so important. Because if your gravy is nasty, your food gonna be nasty. So making a sauce is so important, foodie gang. And I'm gonna teach y'all how to make sauces. We've already been doing a lot of gravies, a lot of sauce making on this channel. And Brian said it looks good, but you can't forget the eggs now. Like I said, I be tired of eggs sometimes. So I feel like I always eat eggs for breakfast. Brendan, let me ask you this in the foodie gang. How do you guys like your eggs? How do you like your eggs? Mm-mm-mm. Y'all support the channel, keep the stove on, so that we can continue to cook. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then Brenda said, ooh, okay, I like eggs. And Ralph said eggs on top, $20. And he said medium. Emperor said scrambled. Casey said fried, scrambled, or poached. I will admit to you guys, I never liked my eggs like with the yolk runny, like over medium, until I went to culinary school. And I was like, this is so good. And then Empress said, growing up, I had them poached, boiled, and scrambled. Yes, y'all. You know, I had Next Level up here. We did an interview, and he was saying eggs ain't that good for you. I'm like, Next Level, you be ruining everything. And then Casey said, "Oh yes, cheese omelet. Yes, that's one thing we haven't done on here is omelets. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why we haven't done omelets is because omelets are nerve wracking. And then so I'm gonna have all y'all watching and freezing know what I'm talking about as far as next level. Next level made you want to not eat nothing. He'd be like, "That's bad for you. That's bad for you." I'm like, "Bro, what's good for me then?" Let me go grab my coffee though. And Emperor's right. He said nothing is good for you these days. Even the air ain't good for you. Yes, they ruin everything. And it's like, well, tell me what I can eat. I don't want to hear about the bad stuff. I want to hear about what I can eat. But that's why it's important, pray over your food, wash your hands, and all that stuff. And Ralph said, I want to give a shout out to chickens. Thank you. And Brina keeps saying he's a part-time vegan. Brina, where are the receipts at? And then Brina said he be eating it. Don't let him fool you. I don't know, but when you talking next level, you be like, I need to do better. You be like, I need to do better with my eating. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my coffee. Emperor said, I'm just gonna eat, drink, and be happy. Look, I know that's the truth. Um, and then we got our breakfast blend coffee here, and I got some sugar-free hazelnut creamer. Um, in case said, if I could only read through the screen, you know what? That brings me to my next point. When they start smell-o-vision, because I see that happening in our future. It's already technology is moving very fast. They need to have me be the pioneer of the program. And then Brenda said next level be eating chicken nuggets, steaks, cakes, and flour. Look, I don't know. I ain't seen him do it, so I ain't gonna put that out there about him. But next level make you not want to eat nothing. And Ralph said, that's a lot of food. I want the leftovers. But you guys know why I always like pack my plates when I come here? It's because when you only have a little bit of food and you're doing a live stream like this, it's like the food will be gone fast. And so with the people that are coming in, they're gonna be like, what are you eating? So I always put a lot of food on here. I don't necessarily eat it all. And that's the same thing they do with those mukbangs. When they be having a table full of food, they don't eat all that stuff. It just looks good for the video. So I'm gonna try my hash browns. I got a little bit of ketchup on them. But what I'll do, I'm gonna have leftovers. I'll call my uncle, right? He be outside in 20 minutes. And Ralph said, I can't stop till it's all gone. Ralph ain't playing. And Ralph said, it's killing me. And then Brenda said all that will be gone in 6 minutes. But you know what? I used to have a cousin that would be like, you eat like a lady. I'm like, what does that mean? I guess some people be, getting to it. And normally I eat slow, but last night Ava was like, damn, you eat fast. What do you guys like to put on your hash browns? And I put a little bit of sea salt on my hash browns. I was gonna do pepper, black pepper, but I was like, no, let me just do salt. And I'm glad I made that decision. These hash browns are so good, and I got a little bit of sausage in this bite. You don't see it. Mm. Marina said, "You really do. I need to do better. You know, Marina, eat how you eat, girl. But I like to like eat slow and I'm kind of like savor every bite. Um, but I don't like when my food gets cold, so I'll go put it back in the microwave. But y'all, this biscuits and gravy is really good. The gravy is like the perfect consistency, the right amount of like salt, black pepper, and I'm getting that heat from the Tabasco. If you don't want to add Tabasco to your sausage gravy, you can always add red pepper flakes. And like Emperor said, in the military, they make it with water. So if you're someone that can't have a lot of milk, you know, there are ways and there are ways to substitute it. But just keep in mind, you're going to have to add more seasonings. And Ralph said, I like them crispy. Most spots around here soak them in grease. And then Casey said salt, onion powder, and pepper on your hash browns. And Ralph, yes, that is true because the grease does help it crisp up. But you don't want too much grease because then it like sits on your stomach. And okay, so Casey said yes. That sounds good too. You know, I have like my seasonings that I always use, right? And now that I started documenting like all my recipes and all my food, I'm like, I be using the same seasonings. So sometimes I'll switch it up just so that I don't like I'm using the same seasonings. But here we go. Ooh, Ralph, that's a good one too. Ralph said, my mom used bacon grease to make gravy. Um, Back when I used to eat a lot of pork, I would make a lot of bacon and I would save my bacon grease. And you can use that bacon grease to build sauces, build gravies, and it's just a good grease. But your girl ain't been eating pork like that. Um, so I don't have any bacon grease. But bacon grease is a nice one to use as well. And Brenda said, I want to try gravy. Okay, so after this live stream, I will put the recipes up there for y'all to try them out. But today, Ava has her fourth competition. So it's going to be a long day for us. If we're feeling up to it, we will come back and make brownies with you guys. Um, Depending on how we feel. We might be tired. mm. And Ralph said, sometimes the gravy would taste better with toast. This is so good, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. It's alright. This is why I don't even go out to eat. Because it be hit or miss sometimes. And I'm like, I can make it at home. But one thing I will say, when you go out to eat, the nice part is that you don't have any dishes. Mm-mm-mm. So what should I do with my leftover sausage gravy? Foodiegang, what should I do with it? Oh, it's so good, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. And then Brina said, what do Ava do? Do you mean for a competition, she does gymnastics. And she is so serious about it. Yeah, she does gymnastics. She's been doing it for 4 years. And I had got her into a preschool program that did 1 hour gymnastics every day, 5 days a week, right? And so I got her into that program. And when she was going to kindergarten, the gym was like, can does Ava want to join our preteam? And what the preteam does is it's before you compete, you go into the preteam, right? To learn how to compete, learn what they want at the meets and all that stuff. So she did preteam for probably about a year and a half, and then she went on to the competitive side, which is level 2. And it goes up to level 10. So from level 2 to level 10, they compete. And before you move up to the next level, there's a checklist that you have to complete because they want to make sure that you're going to be able to do everything. And so my baby is so serious. She has known that she wanted to be a gymnast since she was like 2 or 3. She'd be watching the Olympics on TV all the time. One day I was like, Ava, what you doing? She was like, I'm watching the Olympics. So I need to get my confidence up. She is so dedicated to gymnastics. And I was like, Ava, do you want to try a different sport? She was like, no. Because I was like, how do you just know you want to do this? Because like for me, it took me a while to me to figure out what I wanted to do in life. So for some people, they have to try a bunch of different sports to kind of see what they like. But she just knew ever since she was like 2 or 3 that she wanted to be a gymnast. And I remember before I got Ava into gymnastics, y'all, this girl was flipping all over my couch. She would be flipping all over my couch, all over the house. And at the time, I lived with my sister. And we just remember when she first started doing cartwheels, she would do them so bad, but she never gave up. And so to see her get to this level, to actually be competing at just 7 years old, it is just amazing to see how she started to where she is now. And like, this is determination, this is hard work. And she practices 6 hours a week. And it's only going to increase as she increases her gymnastics. Is like Ava's trying to go all the way. She already told me. She said, "Mommy, I want to win." She said, "I want to win." And Brina said, "You never know. She is next. We're gonna see Ava on the Olympics." I agree with you, Brina. Um, She's already watching the Olympics. She wanted to be Simone Biles for Halloween. And I was telling her, I was like, Ava, you can't really be Simone Biles because she's like a regular person. She don't really have anything that's like, significant. And Ava said, Mommy, I'm a regular person. So I went and got her a leotard off of Amazon, right? And I bought her a whole bunch of like medals to wear. Y'all, she wore her Halloween costume from last year. I was like, Ava, you wasted my money. I got the whole costume for you, and now you don't even want to be it. But y'all, it was so cute. I'm gonna try to talk her into putting on a leotard with the medals because it was so cute to see her. But yes, and then Casey said, I remember my daughter Layla used to scale the walls with ease. Yes, y'all. I had never seen all this be done with the couch, but she just was determined. And Brina said, yes, I did gymnastics young, but only for 2 years. My parents couldn't afford it after that. Brina, you bring up a really good point that we got to get into, which is the fact that gymnastics is very, very expensive. We are blessed that we were able to receive a scholarship and we were able to get a grant. I'm going to apply for another grant. Gymnastics is very expensive. And Brina said I was the same. Young, I used to do backflips with my brothers. Flip on them. Okay, wrestling, drop off the table, doing the flip. She's amazing. Yes, gymnastics is very expensive. That's why I'm up here all the time cooking. Look, I'm gonna like gymnastics is very expensive, but let me take another bite. Yes, very expensive, and that's why I'm gonna do everything I can to keep her in gymnastics. And this is our first year competing. Once you start competing, the price of everything just goes off. It goes out of control. And then Casey said, I think it's wonderful that you are aiding Ava with following her dreams and what she wants to do. I commend you on that. Great mom. Thank you so much. And I feel like that's our role as parents is we are supposed to support our children in whatever they want to do. I would much rather support you doing something positive than you doing something negative. And I think if you want to do an extreme sport year around, the only breaks we have are Christmas and the New Year. Other than that, they practice every day. Year round, you know how some sports you do it for like a season? Not gymnastics, year around. There are no seasons, there are no breaks. Um, the only break we really get is like Christmas and New Year's. But other than that, it's back to it. When they take a break from school and they have winter break, those girls are in that gym every day practicing. And like when you see gymnastics on TV versus when you see it in real life, it is so different. And being able to see like how they even get to the Olympics, I think it's really cool. Mm-hmm. Brina, you are so right. Brina said it helps kids' confidence, cognitive abilities, discipline, shoot, and social skills too. I agree 100% with you on that. And I feel like it has helped Ava so much with discipline and just, that's why a lot of people would say, like, she's very smart for her age. And I definitely think gymnastics has a lot to do with it. And sports are really expensive. Not everyone can afford sports. They are very expensive. If I have like multiple kids, we're not doing a sport. And Brenda said she better have some more kids up in here. Brenda said my future daughters all going to be active and definitely will put them in gymnastics young. And you know what? I'm so glad I put Ava in gymnastics when she was young because one of the things that I struggled with when I was younger was my weight. And that's because my mom couldn't afford to keep us in a sport. And the one thing about gymnastics or any type of sport is it's great for them getting exercise. And they have like a rec 3 and a rec 1. So you don't have to compete when you are in gymnastics. You can just do it for fun. And that's kind of how we started. Oh my goodness, Ralph. Amen. Amen. Ralph said the hardest thing you ever do is raise kids. So true. And I would say this. Before I became a parent, I had all these standards. I like my kid's not gonna do this. My kid ain't gonna do this. And then when I had a kid, I was like, whatever I gotta do to get by. I'm telling you. So when you are out in the world and you are judging people with kids and you don't have any kids, be quiet. Because you have no idea until you have kids, till you have a partner or a husband or a baby mom or baby father. You just have no idea. Having kids is very complicated and it doesn't come with a handbook. It doesn't. You got to kind of like figure it out as you go. And I feel like people that don't have kids got the most to say, and they shouldn't. It's crazy. And then Ralph said, let me store back up. My son has special needs. And you know what, Ralph, you're absolutely right. And you know, like those type of variables are really big game changers. That makes it like 10 times harder. I my daughter that is not special needs, but my sister, her son has autism, and so seeing her have a special needs kid and having to see everything that she went through was a very humbling experience. And that's why we need to stop judging people. um you people out there with kids that don't have kids, y'all need to have the least to say. um and Abrina said, and any other sport she does, she will be able to develop the skills and enhance them. You know what, Brina? I be asking Ava, I be like, do you want to be a cheerleader? Because I think it would be so much fun. She was like, no, gymnasts are better than cheerleaders. I'm like, Ava, you would be such a good cheerleader because she already knows how to do flips and stuff. And Ralph said, it's just me and him. His mom ran after she learned he had issues. I am so sorry to hear that, Ralph. Um, and shout out to you for being a single father. And I feel it's very important for us to stand by our kids no matter what, because at the end of the day, the children are innocent. They didn't pick their parents. They didn't really ask to be here. The kids are innocent. All you can do is do your best and take it one day at a time. Don't be too hard on yourself as a parent, because they are learning how to, they're learning as little people and we're learning too. Don't be too hard on yourself. Um, Brina said, but does it count if you've been raising kids since you were young? That all depends. That all depends. And Ralph said it helps Brina. And then Casey said, my son has a form of autism. He has delayed social skills, but he's exceptionally smart. And my nephew was nonverbal. I think until he was like 4 years old, he just didn't talk. And so my sister was worried that he was going to be behind. And God is good, because my nephew Jaden has caught up and won't stop talking now. And then Brina said, oh wow, salute to you, Ralph, for stepping up. Casey said he was using programs that I was using in college, Scratch in particular. And you know what? Even if our kids are special needs, or even if people have disabilities, it doesn't mean that you can't live a normal life. It doesn't mean that you can never catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always got to have hope, and you always got to trust in God. And Rhea said, yes, I have a friend who has autism, but he is so smart. I don't treat him no different than any. And then Ralph is very true. Patience. Patience is very important as a parent. Um, Sometimes I gotta walk away, take a deep breath, and calm down and come back. Um, but back when I worked at Intel, one of the guys that worked in the factory, he had autism, and you can kind of tell. But he was smart enough to get a job at Intel, and so making computer chips and stuff. So even if you have autism or you have a disability, it doesn't mean that you're automatically dumb. It doesn't mean that. You're just different. And Ralph said, I'm trying to prepare my son for when I'm gone. Um, Ralph, well, shout out to you for doing that. And I do the same thing kind of with my daughter too. I want her to be like self sufficient and know how to do things, because it's sad, but it's true. we are not always going to be here. So we got to teach our kids how to be self-dependent or independent and know how to do things on their own, whether it's cooking, folding clothes, working a job. Um, give them those skills. And Ralph said, you take what life gives you and you deal with it. Very, very true. And when I was younger, I was like, oh, I'm gonna meet a man, we're gonna get married, we're gonna have four. I had everything planned out, right? Y'all plans never work out. And you kind of got to go with the flow, like Ralph said. You got to deal with what you got. And Brina is so correct. I believe at times it's important to have a village. So important. Um, it takes a village to raise a child. And that is why when Ava was born in Oregon, but that is one of the reasons why I moved back to Alaska because my family was here. And I wanted her to grow up around family. I wanted her to feel like she had people around. And that's why when she stays in my sister's house or she's hanging out with any of my other family members, I really appreciate it because she needs to know what it feels like to have family and have that village around her. And Brina, you're so sweet. And so important. And Ralph, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and the rest of the foodie gang. And that's why I really like these Saturday foodie gang breakfast when we could just do it with the members and we could just sit down and talk, because nobody's life is perfect. Everybody is going through things. Everybody has a lot going on. And so keep an open mind when you meet people because you never know what they have going on in their real life. You never know. And Rena said she has no problem stepping in to help with her siblings. And I agree, like, it takes a village to raise a child. And sometimes you just need a mental break. You know what I'm saying? So when my sister takes Ava, I'm like, thank you, because sometimes you need that time to kind of like reset. Brina said yes. One of my sisters used to be a single mother, and at times it would be tough for her to raise her sons. But luckily, our brothers stepped in to take over. And you know what? That's a whole nother discussion. Is being a single parent. It's hard. Of course, we want everyone to have a two-parent household and everyone to have a mother and father, but life happens and it doesn't always go that way. Somebody could have passed away, somebody could be sick, or that life happens. So we need to also respect those people that are doing it by themselves because it is tough. It is tough. But being a parent is really hard, like Ralph said. It's hard. And then you reassess yourself. You're like, am I doing the right thing? And Ralph said, my son came later. My family was no help, but that's okay. Well, I am so sorry to hear that, Ralph. Like I said, everyone has a different story. Parenting looks different for all of us. Oh my goodness. And shout out to Blaze for coming through with the 1999 being the sponsor of the show. Let me see what he said. Blaze is always watching from the clouds. And then Blaze said, I know I've been MIA, but I'm still around. I'm still around. Wait a minute. Is that a home cooked meal right here? Blaze, you already know it is. I made biscuits and gravy with hash browns. But shout out to Blaze. Y'all go ahead and put Blaze in the chat. Y'all hit the like button. Let's get up to 20 likes before we get up out of here. And then Ralph said, Blaze is your number one. Oh, sorry. Let me reread. I'm so excited. I can't even talk no more. And then, okay, so Ralph said, Blaze, your support is number one. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate all my members. And I appreciate Casey for being a part of the gang. For so long, I have wanted to cook, but I really struggled in the kitchen with being a mom, working long hours, having to deal with management, and cooking a menu that wasn't my own. So the fact that I now have my own cooking channel, my own YouTube channel, it means the world to me. And I really love what I do. I love all the support. Like, when I got monetized a couple of months ago, I was crying. It was because it's like my passion finally has come back. And after I left the kitchen, I stopped cooking, y'all. And now I feel that same excitement about cooking, making my own menu, talking to my fan base, the foodie gang, and then just seeing all the support and all the love. I really appreciate it. Um, on days when I feel down and I come here, it's like it just makes me happy. So I just love having 907 Good Eats, and I plan to be here for a long time. Doing what I love. It's like when you find something that you love to do and you are doing it in a way that you love, it just means so much to me. Yeah, y'all, the kitchen did your girl dirty, but shout out to Blaze. Blaze and all the members is keeping Chefbigbank out the kitchen, out of that kitchen, and I'm in my own kitchen, making my food, talking to my people. And this is the part I like. I like cooking and I like talking to people. And when I was in the kitchen, y'all, I be talking to the customers for hours and they would get mad. But now it's like I'm cooking and I'm talking to my people. This is the part I like. This is the part I like. But I just love this channel and I'm so excited for the future of 907 Goodies. Shout out to all the members. We're going to continue to grow. We continue to build. And we're going to continue to cook. And Bria said, yes, I'm so happy for you. It's tough, but your grind will show when the time is right. Brina, you are absolutely right. And that's why I just love the positivity. You know, when I first started 907 Good Eats, my people they didn't take me serious. Everybody thought I was playing the game or joking. And people were like, you're starting a YouTube channel? And I am also in Alaska. So, small town, small mindset for a lot of people. So they didn't really understand what I was talking about or where I was going with it. But now that the Foodie Gang is here, we got the numbers on our side. We are now a part of the YouTube Partner Program. The support that I now receive from my family is way different. And then Brina said, great live as always. Thank you so much, Brina. And Brina told me last night, she was like, I'm coming. She was like, I'm finna show up. And shout out to Blaze, always watching from the clouds, always supporting. And Rena said, I had to learn the hard way that family will be your last supporter or not. And yes, I will admit, when I first started YouTube, it was hard for me because I didn't really have the support from my family the way I would have liked. I find myself getting my biggest support from people that I don't even know or that I didn't know. And so I kind of had to get used to the idea. And I'm like, you know what? God gave me the vision. He did not give everyone else the vision. So they don't see what I see. They don't, they're not going to do what I'm trying to do because they don't see the vision. Because the vision was given to me by God. And so I had like a learning curve. I had to accept that. And so what I did was instead of trying to convince people to support you, go to people that support you. Go to people that will uplift you and believe in your vision. And then you come back around to family. Or let them join the bandwagon when they want to. But now My family be coming through with pots and pans for your girl. They be giving me food. They like, we want a shirt. Yeah, yeah. Y'all better get behind the brand. Oh my goodness. And speaking of family, my cousin is in the building. Kelly, how are you doing? I'm just sitting up here chopping up with the foodie gang. I made biscuits and gravy with hash browns, and we finna wrap this live up because you're okay. So Ava has her competition today. We finna get to it. Okay, Lamont, my cousin is in the building. Blaze said, in order to keep the chat PG, laugh aloud. I won't say what I'm thinking, but I'll simply say that sometimes you have to be your biggest cheerleader. I agree with you on that. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You got to show up every day, determined. And I was like, if I say that I'm Chefbigbank 100 times, 500 times, you guys are gonna believe it. If I tell y'all to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, that's what y'all gonna do. We gotta be our own biggest cheerleaders. And thank you so much, cousin. Blaze is so Blaze got so much knowledge. Blaze, we need you to share your knowledge with the rest of the world. And shout out to Blaze for being the sponsor of the show. Shout out to the members. We do these Saturday Foodie Gang breakfasts on Saturday for the members. What do you guys want to eat next Saturday? What do y'all want me to cook? Let me know. I know she's not here now, but Angela is actually the one that told me she wanted chocolate chip waffles. But what do you guys want to eat for breakfast next Sunday? But yeah, shout out to Blaze, and then shout out to Ralph and Brina and Casey, and my cousin Lamont. Shout out to y'all. Um, Blaze said lunch hours already over. I didn't get to order yet. Okay, but I'm taking the orders a week in advance. What do y'all want to eat for next Saturday? And you can always comment below on this video and let me know. Um, Blake said, damn, this for breakfast. Yes, we started at 8:30 and I just been up here talking and rambling. Yes, this was breakfast. We had biscuits and gravy. Your girl been over here eating, getting down. And I got my coffee right here. And in a little bit, I have to go do Ava's glitter. I gotta go do her hair and get her ready for her competition. She's really excited. I think she just woke up too. Ooh, Casey said breakfast burritos. And then Brenda said, yeah, I gotta think on that. Okay, you guys, comment down below after this live stream and let me know what you want to eat for breakfast. And then if we don't do it next Saturday, we'll do it the Saturday after that. But let me know what y'all want to eat for breakfast. Okay, so later on today, after the competition, if we fill up to it, we will come back and make brownies with you guys. And I'll have Ava in that live stream. Tomorrow, we got the Foodie Gang food panel coming through the building. And then we got Sunday dinner. Okay, I haven't told everybody yet, but I'm going to tell y'all. For Sunday dinner, we're going to have Italian meatball subs, fries, and broccoli, and it's going to be so good. So I will see y'all in the next live stream. Y'all think about what y'all want to eat for breakfast. Let me know down in the comment section. And Blaze said, shout out to little Ava and good luck on her competition today. And yes, I will tell you guys how it's going. Oh my goodness. We got Empty Stomach in the building. Empty Stomach. I was just telling them how we have the Foodie Gang food panel tomorrow. And you guys are going to be here. And also check them out on Podbean. Ooh, my cousin came through with the horror stuff. He said eggs Benedict. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have not poached an egg in years. So I'm going to have to practice my poached eggs. In case he said, good luck, Ava. Yes, we got the Foodie Gang food panel up here tomorrow. And the Empty Stomach podcast, I did an interview with them. And I really enjoyed the Empty Stomach podcast. And I was like, I'm gonna create a whole show so that I have a reason to get them on my platform all the time. And I also joined them on Podbean. Yes, your girl was on the podcast. And Empty Stomach said French toast. And Brina said a year. Yes, y'all. We hit the year mark in, I think, in June. So it's like been like a year and a couple of months. We've been up here chilling and talking. But yes, I haven't made poached eggs in a long time, so I gotta practice. Um, well, yeah, let's add some eggs. Okay, Brina. Brina has spoken. Next Saturday for our breakfast, she wants us to have eggs. Blaze said, have you ever tried making applesauce pancakes before? If not, it could be a recipe for a future show. No, I have not, but I have heard of them. And I do like doing live streams like that where I'm trying something for the first time. And shout out to the Empty Stomach for coming through with a sticker and sending $10. Thank you so much, Empty Stomach. And you guys, check out my interview I did with the Empty Stomach podcast. They have only been around for about a year as well. But I met them on Facebook and I always watch their content. They're always posting in my group, Chefbigbank Foodiegang fan page. They have their own group and they travel all around the world. And they do reviews and they do amazing videos. And I just love the Empty Stomach podcast. And I support them 100%. I'm one of their biggest fans. And I just knew when I first saw their content that they were going to do amazing things. And anytime I can use my platform to help another content creator, I always do that. And I always, because content creation is hard. It is hard. And they be coming back to back with great food reviews. And I'm so glad we have a show together. And I went on Podbean and I joined their podcast. And y'all, check them out on Podbean and Clapper. It's like YouTube uncut. I was like, okay, I see. This is totally different. So we have a show on my channel that we do every Sunday, and then they're also on Podbean and Clapper. And Brina said, gotta check Empty Stomach out and also subscribe to their YouTube channel. They're gonna do amazing things, and one day I hope that we have a live show in person. And I just love y'all, Empty Stomach. And shout out to Goddess. Goddess she be keeping the Empty Stomach podcast on track. But y'all, I gotta get up out of here and I gotta go get Ava ready. I gotta clean up a little bit. I will see you guys later on today. If not today, definitely tomorrow. We got the Foodiegang podcast, or the Foodiegang food panel. Empty Stomach said, we are working on it, and yes, she does. Yeah, shout out to Goddess. Goddess is like the mom of the Empty Stomach podcast. Y'all, but they are so amazing. Tune in tomorrow for our show. And Casey said, thank you for breakfast. And shout out to Casey for being a part of the gang. And shout out to all my members. Thank you guys all so much for showing up. I will see y'all in the next one. I'm gonna get up out of here. And then Lamont said, my wife lives in Alaska. We will have to visit. Yes. But I'll see y'all on the next one. Check me out on TikTok. Join my group, Chefbigbank Foodiegang fan page on Facebook. Join the channel and become a member so you can be a part of our Saturday Foodiegang breakfast and receive so many other amazing perks. Shout out to Blaze for the $19.99 for being the sponsor of the show. Shout out to the Empty Stomach podcast for coming through with that $10 sticker and blessing your girl. And I will see you guys on Sunday. We're having the Foodiegang food panel up here. Yeah, yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Leave a comment down below after this video ends, after this live stream ends. And shout out to all my members. And you already know what I'm going to say. I am your host, and this is Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. And before we get up out of here, Foodie Gang, gang, gang. Y'all have a good day. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. Eat good food.